Welcome to the J.R. Hendrick Texas Night, a podcast that deals with the early life of yours truly. And now, narrating Baton Rouge to the brain, Jimmy. 1:05 p.m. J.R. and Jim visit the old state capitol, known as the Louisiana Center for Political and Governmental History, having a good time as J.R. takes some pamphlets as souvenirs for the tour. "2:35 p.m. Jim and J.R. arrive back at Mary Jane. Jim, Frank, and Blake Carter are making a barbecue that everyone was going to be having at the courtyard. Joe and Micah returned from the beach, obviously sunburned, but each with a girl on their arm. Joe had learned from his girlfriend Kelly Zimmerman that she was transferring to back to Tulane University for the fall. "I'll tell you what," Jim said. "Late August, I'll transfer you over to Mac Bullets. He's the administrator up there down there in New Orleans. I think you'll do fine working there as a speechwriter," Jim said. At the same time, in the Waxahachie mansion of Major James Bocino Sr., Sarah is playing with her 47-year-old father. James Jr. was making sure that Sarah and Ann were well fed and happy. Sarah was having a much better summer than the school year she had endured the year before with her temperamental alcoholic mother. That's why Jim wanted to make sure that they were well fed, instead of fending for themselves like they would have to do with their mother. "6 p.m. The family decides to eat the barbecue at the courtyard. Barbecued ribs, mustard potato salad, a green garden salad, fried squash, and corn on the cob coleslaw, and J.R.'s favorite fried eggplant. It was an enjoyable time for all. The main conversation over dinner was where to go to church the next day. Uncle Tom and Amy Kathleen agreed that they would go to First Baptist Baton Rouge. Blake and Katie Carter would be joining them there with their son Timothy. Also, the rest of the family decided to go to a much smaller church, Grace Baptist Church. 6:30 p.m. Most of the family had gone inside to watch a funny movie, but Uncle Tom could easily tell that he himself and J.R. were getting restless. So he decides to take J.R., Amy Kathleen, and Forever for a boat ride on the Mississippi River that would last for about three hours. It was an awesome time for them. 9 p.m. The family arrives, the three boat riders arrive back at Mary Jane. The movie, of course, was over, but everyone was in a spirited mood, except for Joe and Michael, who had gone upstairs to bed after treating their sunburns with another treatment of aloe vera. I hope you enjoyed the rest of J.R. Hendrick Texas Night. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the adventure. As J.R. Hendrick saying, until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. Might get a little bit more interesting from here.